Hello, beautiful Earth Tribe. This is Renee, and I am coming through to just give you a quick message of hope and perhaps a little guidance if you need it. This message is for those of you on your higher path, those of you seeking your higher selves, those of you aligning yourself with Source, higher wisdom, greater insight, your intuition. Those of you who may be light workers, empaths, healers, starseeds, or anyone who is on a spiritual path, okay? I just want to say that there may be a lot going on around you that is difficult in the sense where it may be more difficult than it has been, or you're entering a period of time where things are uncertain. And I just want to come through with a message of strength and perseverance, and a message to continue in your faith, in keeping your frequencies raised, in the actions that you take along this path. Okay, because sometimes we enter periods where things may feel slower or more difficult, or there might be the feeling that there's just a lot going against what you have going on. Sometimes this is true. Sometimes there are people, places, things, events, environments that are not conducive to what we have going on. But that's not to say that we should stop, or that we don't have a purpose still, or that we just should give up. Okay? So the message here is to recognize when you are in a situation that feels daunting, a period of time that feels more difficult. And remember always that the one constant thing in this universe is change. So nothing ever remains the same. As much as some people might not want things to change, and that could be very much the resistance that you feel. This resistance is coming from outside of you, not from within you, but the projection of the resistance you may be feeling. And so it's really important to be able to discern what energy is yours and what is not. Because when there are energies which like to keep people from experiencing their higher selves, their greater knowledge and wisdom, their sovereignty. If you're trying to create a new world for yourself, this is where we have to really be discerning, and we have to really tap into ourselves. So, honing that intuition, practicing understanding the feelings that you have, knowing and tapping into whether or not this is stemming from your higher self. Because your higher self isn't going to tell you things like, you can't do this, you're unworthy, you should just stop and give up. Okay, that's not the voice of spirit. That's not the voice of your intuition. That is projection from outside of you. So I'm here to say that when times are tough, it can be very easy that we get distracted by the noise. And that's exactly what is intended, right? Because that noise is what keeps you distracted, keeps you from your focus, and the intention could be to keep you at a lower vibration. So it's really important that you stay grounded and centered within yourself, knowing who you are, knowing the direction that you're going. Even if you don't have it all figured out yet, just having a decisive step forward, okay? And continuing to be a light in this world. because people are counting on you. People are learning from you. People see you moving differently, and although some of them might be quite judgmental, there are others who are watching in silence, wondering how you're doing what you're doing. There are observers and people who are interested in how they can do this for themselves, what your mindset is, okay, how you make this possible for you. So when we encounter times of stagnant energy, times where we feel like we don't know our path forward or we don't know what that next step is, this is an indication to observe, put your call out to the universe, to God, to Spirit, that you are seeking guidance, that you're seeking answers, that you're seeking the way forward. And of course, be as specific as possible if you already know kind of partially what you're doing. We don't have to know what we're doing. We just need to be open to the signs and to our higher guidance. And by higher, I mean higher vibration, right? We're talking about doing good in this world. We're talking about moving in ways which pull people out of darkness, lead them to their greater happiness, their purpose. Okay, so this morning I was prompted to just pull over to a park that I was driving by, and I actually passed it and turned around and went back. But Mother Earth calls to me a lot, and I ignore her. And that is because living in the city or amongst a lot of people or just a lot of energy, like I was on the treadmill the other day and there was some dude who chose a treadmill right next to me when there was like 10 other treadmills he could have chosen that were wide open and not next to me. Okay, but his energy, I could feel it, and it was bothering me. And I didn't want to be running next to him when we could have had some distance. You know, when I walk or when I try to run, I can't always run because I have an ankle injury, but when I'm trying to exercise, it's very much a personal spiritual experience. And I'm doing it for not only my physical well-being, but also as a meditation practice, as a self-care, as self-love. It's time for myself. It's where I bring myself back to center and where I'm able to just sort of regroup. It gets me back into my body. Breaking a sweat is something that I look forward to. It's something that I intend when I go, because breaking that sweat is what releases toxins, and getting rid of toxicity is part of my spiritual practice. So anyway, there's a lot of reasons why I like to exercise, and I do it for myself. I do it to spend time with myself. And having someone just come up all up in my energy was really annoying and totally unnecessary. So how did I deal with it? Because I could have gotten off the treadmill and switched treadmills. And I almost did that because I honestly don't care what he thought of me, because I thought it was really rude for him to come up in my energy like that. But what I decided to do was challenge myself, because there's going to be times where people do get up in your energy, where people do try to invade your space. And that's fairly common, especially if you live in a city or you're just around a lot of people in your workspace, in your neighborhood, okay, whatever. And so I used this time, this very uncomfortable, annoyed period of time to look at my timer, how much I set my timer for, I don't know what it was that day. I think I set it for 35 minutes or something. And I was like, and I think I had like 20, I think I had walked for like 20 minutes or something. And I was like, okay, can I make it 15 more minutes or should I switch treadmills? I decided I'm just going to challenge myself and stay and then just play with my energy. Okay. So I decided to, put up certain energetic barriers. I decided to reframe my mindset like I was completely alone. Okay. I also made sure to delineate in my mind, envision his energy separate from mine. I called in my spiritual team. Okay. And I did what I needed to do to energetically set boundaries. I also pushed his energy away because, living in the 5D versus living in the 3D, it's different, obviously, but the point I'm trying to make here is that in the 3D, we don't go around touching people, right? We don't just get up all in their business, where we are leaning on someone or putting our body on someone, touching someone in some way. So if this guy had, literally just leaned on me or something, that would be a clear crossing of boundaries. Even if he wasn't trying to hurt me, it would just be stupid and weird and totally inappropriate. I would have the right to say, get off me, get away from me, what are you doing? Leave me alone. Okay? But in the 5D, when we're dealing with energy, we have this sort of thing where it's like, oh, I don't have the right to say anything. He's not touching me. Okay? If I start making sighs and annoying sounds, all that's doing is getting my own self frustrated, and I don't want to lower my energy. I don't want to expend energy on him. So I'm going to reserve my energy for myself, maintain my frequency at a high level by taking my power back, making sure that I'm using my energy appropriately. Okay, setting energetic boundaries, visualizing if I need to, and basically separating myself in all energetic ways possible through the thoughts that I choose, through the visualizations that I hold in my mind, in order to create clear, concrete barriers between me and this person. So I refocused my energy back to my body, back to my walking, back to my physical and energetic space. And if you can envision your aura, even if you can't see auras, you can envision that there is an energetic field that emanates from your body. This is true. This is scientifically true. We are electrical beings. There is an energy field around us. Okay? We can control that because it's our own energy, simply by deciding. So what that did was it got me back into my own body. It helped keep me focused. It challenged my mind a bit to let go of any sort of annoyance that I might feel, to know and rely upon and have faith in my energetic boundaries and in my spiritual team for protection. Also, there might be times where there is chaos going on around you and you're going to want to hone in on that peacefulness within you. And that is kind of the point, is to master your own energy, master your own mind, so that you can deal with things in the moment and it doesn't blow you over. It doesn't phase you in a way. And it's not that it doesn't phase you. People look at gurus and peaceful people and whatever, they look at them like they are a master because they've learned to master their emotions. However, it doesn't mean that they don't have them. It means that they now know how to use them to their benefit, to check in with themselves, to know what it's telling them, to use that information for their own wisdom and guidance, to help them to transcend it. So this isn't about being emotionally detached. I mean, there is a sense of detachment because we are creating detachment, but it's not emotional detachment from our own emotions. It's using those emotions to guide us, to let us know that something's off and that we need to do something about it for our own sense of well-being, for our own boundaries. Okay, and we use it as information, just like we would anything physical. Okay, if he had put his hands on me or leaned on me or something, that would be information that was very physical, where I would know clearly, like, that's a no-no. Okay, but when somebody's entering your energy, like literally this dude was like, I don't know, not even a foot away from me. That's how close the treadmills were, which was annoying, but what I'm saying is that when we're learning to master our emotions, or when we're learning to master ourselves, we're not getting rid of emotions. We're using them as concrete information to know how to move forward. It's part of our electrical system, our nervous system. It's part of our hormonal system. It's part of our sensory system. Okay, and all of these things inform our intuition, because that's how spirit, the universe, is able to communicate through us, is through our physical senses, through our physical environment. So my point is that there may be times where you feel off center, where you feel like the world is annoying and people are all up in your business. People want to throw you off so that you don't accomplish what you are there for. And all I'm saying here is to use that energy for your benefit, for your highest good. Okay? They might want to get you off center, but we have ways to deal with it. And we can come back to ourselves. And we can come back to our focus. So don't get down on yourself for getting off center. These are natural highs and lows that come with the spiritual journey. And as light beings, as we learn to navigate living in the 3D and the 5D, we're here to bridge that gap. So it's important to learn what I've been talking about, to be able to, ground your light. And part of that is realizing that you have both a physical and an energetic body to work with. So obviously, if people are crossing your physical boundaries, that would require other means. So I'm not proposing that you use energetic methods to deal with, you can use both energetic and physical means to ward off physical intrusions. But definitely, I'm talking about mastering our energy, mastering our thoughts and emotions in order to deal with spiritual attacks, energy manipulation, people getting in your energetic space, even just, people evil-eyeing you, being jealous of you, people wanting the worst for you, okay? So I'm not speaking about physical intrusions. Just know that I'm not talking about that. Okay, but I am talking about being able to keep yourself lifted during times of stress or sorrow or dips in your energy. Know that this is all very normal and it's part of the path, and it's meant for you to elevate yourself. It's also to kind of help you reestablish what your priorities are, what your direction is. It's sort of like a, hey, what do you want to do now? How are you going to deal with this? Okay? And if you're struggling to maintain your strength of perseverance, do the self-care that you need, your physical and energetic self-care. If you're putting out more energy to the world and it's depleting you, pull your energy back. Take some time to yourself. Get reconnected with yourself, your body, your intuition, and with Source. And then when you feel ready to put your energy back out there, then that's a discussion within yourself and with Spirit. And of course, you're going to ask for guidance so that you can remain on your higher path. Okay, so hopefully I was able to sort of illustrate a bit. I know my treadmill experience was kind of a minor annoyance, but we can apply it to bigger things. If you're going through spiritual warfare, or if you're dealing with energy manipulation in any way, just know that you have energetic options. This includes self-care, this includes setting boundaries, this includes recentering and taking some time for yourself until you can refocus and feel better within yourself, so that when you put yourself back out there, you are fully charged. You're able to give to others. And this is where we talk about pouring into your own cup. And what we give to others is the overflow. So always have your cup full. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, my beautiful Earth Tribe. I hope that was helpful. I'm sending you all grounding energy and love. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you at my next video.